Hello traders and welcome to a new strategy video of mine. So in today's video we'll be talking about the volume profile. I talked about this before in a day trading altcoins video, but today I'm going to be talking about more rules and strategies of exactly how to use it. And I also did make a playlist where I'm going to make a beginner, advanced, and an expert video on volume profile and how to use it. So stay tuned for that. And also in big news, January 1st, 2018, I will be doing a Bitcoin trading challenge live stream. So that's going to be a lot of fun. What I'm going to be doing is using Poloniex, the exchange, and I'm going to be trading Bitcoin pairs. It's like Litecoin to Bitcoin, Ethereum to Bitcoin, etc. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to be doing that because it was my Patreon suggested video. Okay, let's talk about a beginner's guide to the volume profile. So the first thing I'm going to do is hit you guys with a chart. So we have just a regular chart here, Bitcoin on the 5 minute, but here we have this weird colored thing that you probably don't understand right now. And that is completely fine and completely normal. This is known as the volume profile right here, also known as volume by price. We have traditional volume here and volume profile here on the y-axis. Traditional volume is volume by time. So if I have the 5 minute, each of these bars represents how many transactions happened in that 5 minute window. That is not what volume profile does. What volume profile does is it takes each price point and it tells us how many transactions happened at each price point. And the longer the bar is, the more transactions that happened at that price point. So if we look here, we can see that little sliver right there had a lot of transactions, which is right about here-ish. We can see that a lot of volume had occurred. Also here, a lot of transactions had occurred at this market top, and that's what the volume profile tells us. Now, I also wrote in some other things as well when I labeled this. So what exactly are those? Well, just take about 5 seconds to look over this, and then I'm going to go back to the chart, and I'm going to explain what each of those things are. And after that, we can go into some examples and in strategies and how to use this. Okay, so pause the video if you'd like to read these, but let's go back. So high volume nodes, also known as HVNs, these are spots where we can see that a lot of volume was transacted. And you can see them because they are much longer than other price points around them. Remember, this is all relative. So we can see that we have HVNs here, around here, here, a little bit of here. And we also have LVNs. That's just the inverse. That's telling me where a lot of low volume nodes occurred, where not much volume was transacted. So right here, we can see that not a lot of volume had occurred right above this market top, right around here-ish. Not a lot of volume. Also here, there's really low volume, and here there's not that much volume either. Two other terms that I have here. We have the value area. Now the value area is where the volume profile begins to get a little bit more complicated, and this part kind of turns off some traders who would like to use it. But let me just give a quick 15-second explanation of what the value area is. The value area is where 70% of the volume is located. So what this means is that 70% of the total volume here had occurred cumulatively at these price levels. If it doesn't make sense exactly to you, it's fine. Just know how to use it and know how to interpret it when you see it on a graph. We also have the point of control. This is the highest volume node on a chart. We can see the longest volume bar had occurred right here-ish, at around 18.6. So we can see that a lot of volume was transacted here. And like I had said, that's important for gauging as support and resistance and also as a retest point. Okay, so that wraps up for the 4 major things that you want to be looking at with your volume profile. Now let's get into some rules of how to trade it. So we have 3 different common market states. We have consolidation. The market's not really doing much, uptrend and a downtrend. And these rules tell you what to look for in the volume profile when you see these different market states. So if you'd like, pause this video before we move on. Okay, let's move on to our example. So we have a consolidation example here. And just to prove that it is consolidation, we can see that the value area was located in the middle of the volume profile. We had surrounding area of the normal volume profile area here, and the normal volume profile here as well. And then we had the VA in the middle. And we know that price is likely to bounce from HVNs to LVNs and then back again. So again, if that doesn't make sense, typically what that means, let me show it here, is when price touches an HVN, what you're probably going to see is a rejection at that level with consolidation, and price is going to move down to a point where not a lot of volume was transacted. So let's look on this chart here. Where is a spot where really not a lot of volume has occurred? Well, what I see is a major drop off in volume down here. So I would expect that if price began to move downward in this consolidation area where really not much is happening trending wise, I'd expect that price would probably hit this and then rebound around 16K. So let's see what happens. That's exactly what happens here, as you can see. Price moves down, hits that low volume node, and immediately moves upward and hits an HVN. Because remember, price likes to go from an HVN to an LVN in consolidation, and then back again to an HVN. So we got this right here, and then we had price move right back up to around 16.5K, which is these HVNs here. You might be curious because yes, the volume profile is changing, as you can see here, but ignore the second one and just focus on the first volume profile, because this is the volume profile with this information, and this is just the volume profile with this information after the move had occurred. So ignore this for now and just look at these levels right here. Okay, so now that I led you guys through one example, I have two more examples in uptrend and a downtrend, and now it's your turn to guess where you think price is going to retrace to. So let me first pull up the rules again, and you can pause it here if you'd like to, and let's move back. Okay, so I also did denote it with an arrow of where price is going to likely retrace to. But let's talk about what this is. So we have an uptrend, and in this uptrend, we know that this is an uptrend that will probably continue because the value area is below price. What this means is that a lot of volume is concentrated below the uptrend. So that means that if price was to come down, it would be hard for price to come down because so many positions are located there. And if all those positions begin to exit, then that would cause price to likely reverse. And the same can be said about a downtrend, that if the value area is on top, then when price begins to try to hit those levels, many positions are going to reverse and price is going to move downward. An easy way to think about it is top heavy and bottom heavy, that in a downtrend, the value area is kind of pushing price down by staying on top, and the reverse for an uptrend. And as part of my rules, you can see that price likes to use the value area high as support for an uptrend, and the value area low typically becomes resistance in a downtrend. We can see that within this value area, around 17.1K is the high, where we get the color change because the value area is turning into the normal area. Let's see where price retraces to. As you would guess it again, ignore this volume profile, just focus on this. As you can see, price does go down to the 17.1K, makes a tail, and immediately just moves upward into a continuation of the uptrend for Bitcoin. And again, the reason this had occurred was because in an uptrend, price likes to retest the tops of your value area. And once it does that, it has enough orders and it moves upward. Okay, so downtrend here. Again, I did denote it with an arrow, but if you haven't gotten already, think about where we are likely to see retracement to in this downtrend, and also do you think that this downtrend will continue? I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds. Okay, so this does look like a very healthy uptrend. We have a value area that's located at the top, we have a value area that's located at the top of the volume profile, which means that there's a lot of volume above price, which is going to push price down. And we also can see that the value area low, the lowest point of the value area, is likely to become resistance. That price point is around 680. Let's see where price goes. Price immediately goes from here to 680 and then goes down immediately after that. It worked that well this time. Again, ignore the volume profile for the second chart. Just focus on it for the first chart. We can see that this value area low became resistance. Price was not able to go any higher, and the positions who had entered or exited here reversed typically, or maybe added their positions if they had shorted, and price went downward. So that's going to be it for just this beginner look at how to use value area and how to use HVNs and LVNs within the volume profile to put your orders at spots where price is likely to reverse. Let me go back to here. So this was just, again, a beginner look at what you're going to find with the volume profile. There's a lot more complicated ways that you can use the volume profile, but I just want to use this blanket video for just a beginner look for what to see. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns about this video, then feel free to leave a comment below. But again, live stream January 1st, trading on Poloniex. Will be interesting. Thank you for watching.